Hello everyone, my name is Sark and welcome back to another Marvel Legends Gamerverse 2-pack action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the War Machine versus Omega Red, the Walmart exclusive that should be coming out August 11th, so technically when the video actually drops. Now, you may be noticing, why is there a black background? Well, I'm trying to figure out decent lighting, and I know darker colors absorb lighting better instead of like lighter bluish colors and everything like that. So I'm just trying something different. Let me know how it looks, and I think it's working. That's just me though. But without further ado, let's take both of these guys out and see how they look. Alright, so here we have the War Machine and Omega 2-pack, which I actually had no intent in actually getting, and it's probably the least desirable 2-pack out of the Gamerverse figures. Mostly because it's like, there's already an Omega Red that's pretty much the exact same figure as this, and the War Machine, that's kind of like a comic book War Machine, already has this look, but with a more silver look instead of the metallic blue. So it's not necessarily the most warranted one, to say the least. But I don't have any of these guys, so I was like, you know what? Might as well get them. I was able to get a $50 gift receipt or gift for PayPal. I'll explain that probably never. So these two figures, this guy is gigantic. The Omega Red is absolutely huge. Holy crap. This guy is huge. How big is he? He is 7¼ inches to the top of his head, 7½ inches to the top of his ponytail. That is absolutely insane. He is bigger than War Machine. Oh my lord. My god. But aesthetically, honestly, they both look really good. I think Omega Red looks red enough, and it has the white everything everywhere else, which is really nice. I don't think that's a big deal whatsoever. Again, whoops. The only issues, they didn't unpin the pin joints. So there's no pinless joints for the legs, but for the arms there is, which is a little bit odd. And then same with War Machine. War Machine, I really like that matte finish on the black. Looks absolutely fantastic. Honestly, a little bit annoyed that I finally changed the background for this, and this guy is like the exact same for the background, so it's going to be a little bit harder for Photoshop, for the Photoshop thumbnail to do. But no, he looks nice. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of when they actually sculpt the figures or the body parts in the actual plastic color that they want, because it ends up with like these weird marble looking things. Like, it's annoying because it ends up with such clear factory lines that don't really need to be there. But alas, that is how they do it. But this guy looks fantastic. I really like the way that he looks, and I'm very excited to finally have a War Machine in my collection, because I don't think I was going to ever get one in anytime soon. So, yeah. Now, in terms of articulation for War Machine, he's pretty limited. He can't really look up, he can't really look down, which is unfortunate. He is on a double ball peg, which is surprising, to say the least. But you can't really move the ball peg inside because it's such a terrible ball peg. There's like no room, there's no wiggle room there. So that is unfortunate. The neck does move, but that's not enough to actually allow the figure to move freely enough. For the arm cannon, or not the arm cannon, the rocket cannon, it is on a hinge right here that moves back and forth, which is really nice. I actually like the way that they did this. And it is on a ball peg, so you can swivel it, and well, not swivel it, but rotate it however you want in any direction, even to the opposite end and that kind of thing. So yeah, and it goes all the way back over here, and it's really nice. I actually do like it. Although this little fabric, or not fabric, the factory scuff or mold scuff, I don't like that. But hey, whatever. Now, for the arms, he can get them close to a T-pose because the shoulder pads are actually a little bit, they get in the way a little bit. So there's that. You can rotate the arm 360 degrees because they keep doing it with the sleeve inside of here, which is really nice. I actually do like that a lot. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow. That should work. Come on. Work for me. Okay. It gets a little bit better than... not really. He gets about 90 degrees on the arm, which is not really the greatest, but it's fine. No forearm swivel, but we do have a wrist hinge, which is really good. These hinges actually do work fairly fine. We do have a terrible ab crunch and a great ab crunch going forward. Oh my god, how is this so terrible? I understand that he has this little part here, but man, they could have omitted that. They could have omitted that. Oh my lord. Why? He could have had such good ab crunch, but he doesn't. Even then, like, it's whatever. He does have a waist swivel. Legs, pretty good splits. Again, Hasbro plastic quality, pretty bendable. Kicking forward, actually better than 90 degrees, which I'm a little bit surprised about. Actually, just about 90. Double jointed knee, thigh swivel, and a foot hinge going forward that far, backwards this far. So not too much to talk about. Pretty lackluster articulation, to say the least. Omega Red feels like he is going to have a little bit better articulation, hopefully. So for the head, he is on a double ball peg as well. No, he is on a hinge. So he is on a very tight hinge. Interesting. So he does have that screaming head every single time, which is the only head he comes with. So going forward, pretty good. Going backwards, actually not that bad. Ponytail on a swivel. Pretty good. Arm, actually, that's pretty bad, actually. Less than a T-pose. That is not good, to say the least. You have to actually push to get a T-pose, and even then, he can barely do it. Interesting. Rotating 360 degrees works, but the little shoulder pads do block you from that. He does have a butterfly joint that can actually get his arms a little bit closer to each other. If I can actually function this joint how it's meant to function, please and thank you. So you can kind of get them close, like especially if you force them, you can get them pretty close together. And then going backwards for the butterfly joint, it actually is pretty good. Going forward, not so much, but it's okay. Ab crunch actually does have a decent ab crunch. Going backwards, of course, it's better. Swivel. Okay splits at 90 degrees. Kicking forward, better than 90. Thigh swivel. Insane thighs right here. Holy thighs. Jesus. And a double jointed knee on pinned joints. And then, of course, a foot hinge. So, yeah, this section being red kind of annoys me, but it's whatever. This guy is going to be, like, in the back of my collection, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. So, yeah, this guy has your standard Marvel Legends articulation. He's just a very big dude. Now, in terms of... oh, wait, let me center these guys. In terms of accessories, these guys actually come with an okay amount. I would actually say they come with less than Psylocke and Thanos, but let's just look at them real quick. Alright, so the accessory department, there isn't much. So, to say the least, there is not a lot. So, come on, focus, thank you. Now, we do have like a giant blast here for War Machine, which looks pretty nice. There's a lot of light. There we go. That's much better. Actually, is this lighting just better? This lighting might actually just be better. Wow. What do you guys think? They actually look pretty natural here. There's very minimal light. Because this is max light right here. With all of that. But if I lower it one... I might just do that. So here is the blast itself. It looks really nice. I have no issue with it, although the paint job, it's a little bit whatever. There is a missile that looks fairly good as well. Two shooting out hands, which is pretty fire. I like that. They do have pegs, although there is like nothing else for him to actually have. We do have two big whips for Omega Red, which is fine, awesome. We also have two small whips, and then we do have a pair of fists, which the other one is already attached to him, and like a grasping hand as well. So overall, as a final score, going into my final thoughts, I really like this 2-pack, but it definitely is the least wanted one, at least by the community, it seems. Unless you don't have a War Machine or an Omega Red. Granted, it is being pretty much sold out at every Walmart that is available right now, because they are kind of like stocking them in waves and everything like that. So as a final score, I'm going to give this 2-pack a 7 out of 10, because they're just repainted figures of previously made figures. At least with the Psylocke, it was a brand new sculpt. These guys don't have anything new, really, besides just different paint and everything like that. So this is definitely the 2-pack that you don't need, unless you really want the blue color War Machine. But I think, at least that's my opinion. I think a 7 is good, because it is one of the cheaper 2-packs at only $50 instead of $60. So I will give it that. It actually is a fairly affordable one, because it's just 2 reissues or 2 repaints of previously made figures, which is not bad, to say the least. At least the other ones, at least they are getting like new molds, that sort of thing, new sculpts. Wolverine is getting a new sculpt. Captain America is getting a non-scaled look, and then the Venom is going to be a blue Venom that has an Eddie Brock head sculpt. So there's that. But that's pretty much all the time I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about these 2 figures. Do you like them? Do you not like them? I would love to know down in the comments below. But besides that, like and subscribe and all that sort of jazz, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.